Now, I want to touch on one more team before we go to the AFC, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
And it's a team that's been talked about a lot here so far because we were high on them, but we're not sure. They just had a somewhat embarrassing or letdown game this past week. I'm talking about the Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
Want to know, you lose a tough game at Atlanta, then you come back in heroic fashion and beat the Saints. You hope to do that against the Lions, and the Lions just kind of bullied you towards the end of it. So where do you guys stand? Rock, you can start with this. If you are a Green Bay Packers fan, confidence meter, where are you right now?
I'm going to go with a 4. But you know what? They just lost a Hall of Fame quarterback, one of the greatest quarterbacks of our generation, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever in Aaron Rodgers. So Jordan Love, I think, give him a chance, see what he can do, a full season of Jordan Love. And then after this season, then you kind of judge what you have going forward. It may be a down year for the Green Bay Packers. It may not be the year that fans, the Lambeau faithful, the Cheesehead faithful really want. But I do believe in Jordan Love going forward. I think just this first year, give him a chance, give him an opportunity. Fans may get frustrated if it continues to kind of be win-loss, up and down, a little roller coaster ride for the Packers. But I really believe in this guy going forward. And he seems to have the Aaron Rodgers stamp of approval when he's texting him about beating the Bears,
right.
with keeping the, what did he say? Keeping the ownership in line with beating the Bears. Yeah. Cause that was his thing. We own you for the, Rodgers saying that to the Bears. So I think, trust in Jordan Love. It may be tough this season. There may be some bumps in the road, but let's see what a full season of Jordan Love truly looks like in the Green Bay Packers offense.
I am also going to go with, God damn. I thought
so. If you were also going to go with that, would be 4.
I know, but I think I'm going to change my mind. I'm going 6. I think the Packers still have a chance to make the wild card this year. And, getting through the first, if you take last week's game out of the equation, QBR, Jordan Love was tied for 6th. And that was after playing the Saints, right? So a really, really tough defense. I think that the real problem with the Packers is their defense. They get their defense figured out. Rocco mentioned them not being without Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that's the problem. They know how to score points. It's just that the defense just seems porous. And so I think that if they can get the defense figured out, then they're actually going to be a pretty solid team. I would imagine that starts to gel. I mean, we all know that as the weather gets colder, the defense seems to, it seems to be harder to score, especially up there in the frozen tundra. So I'm going to go 6 on Packers. I still think they have a pretty strong chance of making the playoffs.
I'm going to go right in the middle. I'm going to say 5. And their next 2 games, they got the Raiders and the Broncos. Those are 2 games that are very winnable games. Not going to be easy. They're both on the road.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You brought up the defense. Pass defense-wise, they're pretty solid. They actually are, relatively speaking, they do have a solid secondary and group. The problem is they can't stop the run.
Right.
And by can't stop the run, I mean they're getting their absolute asses kicked in the trenches. They're 30th in the NFL. They're allowing 155 rushing yards per game. And you saw that. David Montgomery over and over and over again.
Just bludgeoned.
And that was towards the end of the game where they were trying to make a comeback. And yes, that one penalty that we talked about, the unsportsmanlike on the field goal, but that was setting the tone for the Lions. They just were physical and punching you in the mouth. The Packers have to change that. If they can change that defensively, that's going to change the whole outlook for them. And if you can win those next 2 games and you're sitting at 4-2, you're going to be feeling a lot better as a Packers fan, especially then you got the Rams and Steelers who we're not exactly sure what exactly their identity is right now.